Hello, hello, hello. My name is Audrey Hamilton. I am the Entrepreneurial Assistant. I am a business coach, a virtual project manager, and a network marketer. So tonight we are talking about, is impossible really impossible? So as you know, I have always done this in the group. I've always talked about what is your impossible goal. So tonight with me, I have actually found someone that already has achieved what is the impossible. So I want to introduce Sheldon Crocker. So Sheldon, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you like to do in your free time, a random fact about yourself, etc.?
Yes. Okay, thank you so much for having me here. It's my pleasure. And it's my honor to be here. I was really surprised when you reached out and contacted me. It's been quite the journey of me getting here, because I come from a life of being told that, oh, Sheldon, you can't do that. It's impossible. You can't do that. It's impossible. Oh, Sheldon, you'll never be able to walk on your own. That's impossible. You know, so I've been told many times in my life that things are impossible. Just to start, my parents didn't want me to do anything for myself because, oh, Sheldon, you have a physical disability. You're not able to. You're not able to do this. You're not able to do that. The doctors told my parents when I was younger that I might never be able to walk on my own. But it was only 5-6 years ago, I completed a 10-mile road race. And I didn't do any training for the race. I just woke up one morning and said, I'm going to go and do that race. I always believed that life is full of things that we can do if we believe it, because most times things are only impossible in your mind. You don't know if you're able to do something unless you actually set out to do it. Actually, if you attempt to do it, most likely you'll find a way to do it.
Yeah, I love it. I really do. I remember reading your story on your website, and it was just amazing. If you guys do not know his website, I put it up in the description, so you guys should be able to go to his website and definitely go check out his story, because it is awesome. It really is awesome. Also, make sure you guys check out what he does, because he's amazing. So, So tell us a little bit more about your business. What do you do? How long have you been doing it?
Well, I'm a transformational thinking coach, a human integration or inclusion specialist, and the published author of a book called Keep On Walking. Funny enough, Keep On Walking, not supposed to be able to walk. Here I am. And I got my second book just about finished, and that'll be published now by the end of September.
Wait, you're working on another book?
Yes, and it's called The Road to Resilience.
Actually, ooh, yay.
There's going to be 3 books added total in my trilogy, I guess you can say. The first one is To Keep On Walking, a transformative and inspirational journey. And the second one is going to be The Road to Resilience. And the third one, I got the title already figured out what I want to call it. I just don't have it here. I don't remember off the top of my head right now, but I do have a third book planned as well. So awesome. It's going to be the full circle of coming from impossible to, look at this, it is possible.
Yeah, I love that.
So I'm the founder of Crocker's Transformative Thinking. And you might wonder, what is transformative thinking? You don't think you can do something, then you won't be able to do it. If you're sitting around your apartment or your house and saying, yeah, I'd love to be able to do that, or I'd love to be able to go there, but I don't think I can. Well, if you're only sitting around your house, then you're not going to get there. If things are not going to come to you. I enjoy writing pieces that focus on personal development, and because I learned that it don't only enrich my life, but it also helps me to serve others and to help them realize that they have their own inner greatness. So if we're sitting around saying we can't do something, then we're not going to discover our own greatness. So I've turned my limitations into stepping stones for greater accomplishments.
Yeah. It also takes actionable steps. You can't just be sitting. You have to actually take action.
Yes.
but you have to take consistent action, I feel. So that's awesome.
Right.
So what got you started with this business of yours? What inspired you? What was the thought process for you that said, hey, I'm starting a business? Hey, I'm writing these books.
Right. Well, it started when I was much younger, but my parents were actually not really that good to me. My father was an alcoholic, and he used to come home drunk quite often and take it out on me and my mother. And there was a few times that he actually just threw me against a wall, and for no reason really. And he was just saying, "Oh, Sheldon, you will never be anything besides a disabled welfare bum." More than once, like almost every single day, I heard him saying that in one way or another. And because my mother didn't have it very easy with him either, so she didn't really feel like she had any control or any say in her relationship. So she used to take her frustrations and anger and things out on me. So, for example, when I was going to school, junior high or high school or whichever, if I came home with, say, 80% on an exam, where I'm an only child, I didn't have nobody to go through the things with. I was an only child, so I had to deal with everything myself. But if my cousins came home with 85% on an exam, and I got 80%, which is still an A, my mother would actually beat me with the belt. The leather belt, really, she used to whip me with the belt because I only got 80%. Why can't you be more like your cousins? Why can't you be more like this one? Why can't you be more like that one? So that's what really got me started. Is like most of my life that being told that I couldn't do something. And the thing is, there's this a phrase for people with red hair. Redheads are spidey.
I get it. I've been told, not in a bad way, but they say you have no soul. I'm sorry. I could automatically think of a lot of things because I'm a ginger.
Right.
So.
But yeah, I was told, oh, you're really stubborn. You're really hard-headed. You're really somebody tell you that the sky is blue and you'll prove to them that it's not.
Yeah.
So that's what really got me.
It's a great trait. It's a great trait.
It can be if used properly. It can be if used properly. Right?
Most definitely.
So that's kind of how it got me started. Most of my life, I used the words my father told me about how I'll never be anything. I used that against me. I didn't use it to help me. I used it against me. Oh, the world owes me a favor because I have a disability. The world owes me a favor because my parents are the way they are or whatever. But I come to realize, I guess when I was like in my late teens, in my early 20s, that no, I actually owed the world a favor. I owed the world a favor to share my story of overcoming obstacles, to overcoming the impossible things in my life, to help guide people to see that they themselves have it in themselves to overcome their own challenges. So my journey has been one of overcoming numerous obstacles. I've suffered, I didn't really suffer, I guess, but I always will have 2 major addictions, but I'm in recovery now for my addictions over 20 years. So
that's great.
And childhood traumas from my parents, and also my babysitter was definitely not very nice to me when I was younger. I don't want to go into too many details on this channel, but
you share as much as you want. We don't want to push you with anything. So just be yourself.
Just be myself.
I can already tell you are.
Right. So childhood trauma, being sexually abused by my babysitter when I was 4 years old. And like I said, having no brothers and sisters to go through things with, like no one to share the struggles and pains of the way my parents were. It didn't allow me to have any friendships growing up as a child because I was afraid that the family secret of the way my parents were might slip out. Because, and I've always been told that kids are supposed to be seen and not heard.
Yeah.
Funny enough, that's what led me into my addictions, and that's what helped me. I lived on the streets. There's actually a few times I've actually eaten donuts off the sidewalks because I didn't have no money for groceries. I didn't have no money for pay my rent. But I managed to quit my addictions. I managed to go to an addiction treatment center, and which helped me to get back on track and get my life. Discover that I did have a voice, that I did have a story that was worth sharing, and which completely helped lead me into my business, transformative thinking, and knowing that, okay, I could think negative about my situation, I can think negative about my life, but where's it going to get me? Where's it going to get any of us if that's all we do is think negative about the way things are? You see, you find even if your life is really negative, even if things are really against you, if you don't at least attempt to find some way to make it positive, then it's not going to change anything at all. So we can either sit here, we can either sit in our apartment or whatever, and be all the world to get me or whatever. But you can say, you know what, life is not very good right now, but I'm going to try my best to find a way out of this. I'm going to try my best to find a way to make it possible for me to succeed. So you get it's all state of mind. We got a choice, you know?
Yeah. I love it. So, honestly, you've already kind of shared your words on the thought impossible. But how do you look at the word now compared to how it was before when you first started your business, and how do you look at it now?
My mission is to inspire leaders and to make a positive global impact. That's what fuels me and helps me to realize that things are possible. I'm driven by the idea that I can be a difference maker in the lives of enough people. I know that my course, Unleash Your Greatness, it's designed to help and guide individuals through transformative thinking, and I've come to realize that I'm possible, you're possible, and that we're all possible because, the term impossible is more than just a word. It's a mindset that can either limit or unleash human potential. It's flawed. It's a very flawed, error-filled message. Because years ago, the great runner Roger Bannister proved that impossible was not, because it was always impossible to do 4-minute mile, and once he broke it, then many other people broke it afterwards.
Yeah.
And labeling something as impossible reflects current knowledge gaps. There's no barrier that is really unsurmountable. A century ago, if you asked somebody a century ago if they were going to travel to the moon, no, that's impossible. How can you travel to the moon? Well, we're already after doing that. The U.S. civil rights movement, once deemed impossible, became history. Calling something impossible stifles creativity and problem solving, leading to self-fulfilling prophecies of failure. Like I was saying earlier, if you think you're going to fail, most likely you will. If you don't think you can do something, most likely you won't be able to do something. Chance plays a role in progress. Accidental discoveries like penicillin might not have occurred if people said it was impossible to find a solution to the problem, right? So the term impossible, I believe, is short-sighted view based on current situations.
That's awesome. I like how you said I'm possible, because literally, I think it was Audrey Hepburn, which is actually who I was named after, who said nothing is impossible because the word itself says I'm possible.
Right.
And I've always loved that quote since I first read it. And I read it back in high school, since the beginning of high school, and I just held on to it. So
is it true word? Is it a true statement?
Yeah. So what are some ideas you could give others to help them understand that impossible is not really impossible?
To help others grasp the term that impossible is not an absolute barrier, but rather a challenge to be overcome.
Yep.
But there's numerous things. You can reframe the narrative that's in your head. Like you were just saying, encourage people to view impossible as impossible. Mm-hmm. This simple shift can change one's mindset from defeatist to optimistic, opening the doors to new possibilities. Then break it down. Like if you think, oh, that's an impossible task, there's no way you can do that, then just take one small step at a time. Break it down into smaller, more manageable parts. Breaking down a bigger thing that looks impossible into smaller parts and tackling only one piece at a time makes the impossible suddenly achievable. You know? And celebrate your small wins. Every journey begins with a single step. I believe that Lao Tzu, I think his name was a Chinese philosopher. Every journey begins with a single step. Mm-hmm. So celebrating small victories along the way can help build our momentum and our motivation to make the end goal seem more attainable, you know, and seek inspiration. You say, I'd like to be able to do this, but I don't think I can. And you look for a person who's able to do that kind of thing that you're looking to do when he wasn't supposed to be able to do it. For example, you think the people who are in the Paralympics, or you see them before they actually do the things in the Paralympics, and you say, oh, you're not going to be able to do that. Then you watch the Paralympics, it's like, oh my goodness. So that's where you can get your inspiration from, right? Mm-hmm. You know?
So, may I add on to the wins, the small wins?
Yeah.
One thing I've done occasionally, I don't stick to it all the time because after a while I have gotten to the point that I truly believe that impossible is just, it's false and stuff. But what I've done is I've kept a record of some things that I've won, even the smallest accomplishments. That way I keep a journal of it. And when I'm feeling more down about myself and feel like something isn't working out, I go back to the beginning, see where I was, and I look back to where I am now and see that there's a huge amount of difference. And the more you read through it, the more you realize that you're farther than you actually are. You're making progress. You're about to achieve the impossible. So that's always something I've done, and it's something that's worked out for me and something I love to do. So,
well, that's good. That's good because if you're keeping track, if you have your own proof in front of you that you're already after doing some things, then that fuels the fire for you to do even more. It's like, who am I to tell myself I can't do something? Look what I've already done.
Exactly. Yep. You know? Exactly. So, me, I never. A few examples for me is I was a stay-at-home mom and I had no income, and now I'm here. I have a group that's actually a pretty engaged group, and you guys have made this group amazing. You guys really, truly have. It's been enjoyable and everything, but we're continuing to grow. I never would have thought we'd be here. Beforehand, I've been trying to start up a business for roughly 10 years. I've started my my entrepreneurial journey when I was 12 years old, but I never thought I'd actually get to the point I am now, and we're going to continue to grow. So I've already achieved what others say is impossible. So
that's good. That's really good. And I'm glad to be a part of this group because it's been very helpful to me since I joined.
Awesome. So can you tell us a bit more about your program, Unleashing Your Greatness?
I can. My program is 6 weeks long. It helps you to discover more about yourself. It helps you to feel confident and deal with anxiety. It helps you to deal with your own, what you believe is your weaknesses. The program is structured around 3 core topics that I openly and often discuss in my presentations: servitude into serenity, the darksome room, and keep on walking. There's 3 philosophies that I use, and you can use as well, to help you realize that you can overcome things. It helps you to feel empowered and able to transform your life. and it's designed to help guide individuals through a transformative journey. And each module is designed to tackle specific life challenges and equips and helps the people that use the program. It equips them with tools they need for personal growth and transformation.
Awesome. And you told us about your books earlier, but are they able to find your books on your website, on Amazon, or where are your books located so people can get a hold of those?
My books currently are listed on Amazon, and they are also listed on my website as well. I prefer I think it would be easier to actually buy them through my website. And so that's where they're located currently. They're not really in any bookstores or anything yet, but they will be someday. And because I make up my mind to do that. So that's currently where they're located to, is mostly on Amazon. I'm going to check out other online platforms for books as well soon. So
sounds awesome. Also, my partner Brenda Lee has also just left your website in the comments, and also your book Keep on Walking in the comments as well, leading to Amazon. Thank you, Brenda Lee.
Thank you.
Just a quick note, me and her started working together not too long ago. So if anyone's actually needing a virtual assistant to help you handle your social media, especially groups, and also I think she handles scheduling. So if you guys happen to need help with any of that, just message Brenda Lee. She's awesome. She's affordable, and she does great work. So do that. So sorry, I just had to put that in there.
That's cool.
And so now I do this to mock the word. For me, when I hear the word, I get fired up, and I want to achieve more. So, and I also do it to mock the word, saying basically I can do it. So, but what is your impossible goal for the year for your business?
My impossible goal, well, like we both agreed, that impossible is not really true, but yeah, in quotes, impossible goal to guide the entire world to a state of believing in themselves, to a state of knowing that they can overcome their challenges. I'm told in the past that's not possible, but I'm after discovering that even by me talking on your show here tonight, it is possible, because you're watching this now, group is watching it, and other people's going to watch it. So the more often we do this type of thing, and the more often that it is likely that we can reach the entire world. So that's mine, is to inspire and motivate leaders of the world to realize that a person with a physical disability is able and willing to do just as much as anybody else.
Definitely. I love that. And when I'm up at the top of the world, along with others, I will make sure that you rise up with me, because I know that you're amazing at what you do, and you definitely have a story to tell, and you'll be able to actually achieve it.
Thank you.
So where do you see yourself at the end of this year?
At the end of this year? Well, that's a good question. Where do I see myself at the end of this year? I see myself, after being in contact with people such as the well-known Tony Robbins and other people as well that are in the higher ranking positions, and standing on their stage, standing on my own stage, actually, sharing my story and helping raise up the persons that want to be raised up to believe in themselves, and knowing that I have a consistent following that will help overcome challenges.
Awesome. So is there anything else you would like to add?
1 second, please. I'm so sorry.
No, you're totally fine.
Okay. I had an issue with my computer. Technology is not my friend sometimes.
I get that. I started out as a virtual assistant. I still do it at times for people. But for technology, you work with it.
It gets contrary. It makes up its own mind at the wrong times. I had all my notes open in front of me that I wanted to discuss, and it just automatically shut off on me. I have plenty to share, just that I got it all written down. Random fact that I didn't say about myself was I was born with a very rare disability, and it's called arthrogryposis. And there's only 3 people in all of North America that had it when I was born. And it's a condition that it severely limits my mobility, but I've never ever let it hold me back. And I'm not able to physically raise my arms above my chest. But I managed to still manage every day to dress myself. And people often wonder how. It's because things are impossible. So that's one little small thing about me, random fact. And a person needs to be able to adapt a growth mindset. Promote the idea that skills and intelligence can be developed through dedication and hard work. Growth mindset fosters a love for learning and resilience. Two things that I know that is very important in life. And it helps to really achieve great accomplishments and overcome this impossible thought process.
So, if I might ask, do you have a daily routine of things you do to help your growth?
I do. I get up every morning, say positive affirmations to myself, such as, today is a good day. I am able to do this. I will do this today. Instead of me saying, oh, I should do this, or I could do this, or maybe I'll do this, better be more positive about things, and to say, I will do this, or I am doing this, and see yourself in the future, like visualize every morning about where you see yourself at the end of today by accomplishing the things you set out for yourself to do today is for one thing. Also, I have readings that I do every day it's called what's the name of the book again now? It's One Day at a Time is actually the name of the book, and it's full of positive phrases and quotes, and it helps every day to start my day in the right positive mood and things such as that.
Okay, awesome. I wrote the name of the book down because I like things like that. Is there anything else you do?
Depends on the weather. I definitely make sure that I get out and take in some fresh air in the morning and go for a nice walk for myself and just try to walk through not just through a city street, but I try to get out in the countryside, go for a walk through like the woods or the park and listen to the birds sing. Because I believe that helps me get in a positive state of mind in the morning. So I usually do that in the morning before I start my day, or as I start my day.
Cool.
Make sure that I have a healthy breakfast every day. Some people don't eat breakfast, but I believe that is the most important meal of the day, and not just to rush through your meal, but actually take time and be mindful of what you're eating and what you're doing. So being present in the moment.
Awesome. So is there anything else you want to add or anything?
Well, I just know that believing in ourselves and realize the benefit of knowing that impossible is not impossible at all. It helps to unlock our untapped potential. It leads to a breakthrough in various fields. It helps us realize our own human potential. It helps innovation to build new things and to make new things. And you think that we'd even have electricity if Edison, I believe it was.
I'm going to agree with that because I cannot remember at the moment myself.
Okay.
I was looking for that one. I think it was Albert
Thomas Edison. I could be wrong. I thought Thomas Edison discovered the light bulb. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just say he is. This live, we got to say whoever we want to say, and we'll be okay.
Maybe we'll just shine some light on the subject. So I believe that there's always a way to keep going forward. And that's the most important thing, is to believe and know in yourself that it is possible to overcome.
Definitely.
So, do you have any other questions?
Nope, I think that's all we got for tonight. Thank you so much for coming on. Okay. And that's all we got for tonight. So thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for anyone watching. There will be a replay on YouTube. And there will also be a replay here in the group under the guides section, I think called Chats for Entrepreneurs. I think that's what I have it named right now. But it's definitely going to be on YouTube, and it will remain in the guide, so you guys can watch the replays. If any of you are interested in learning more about Sheldon's business, up in the description or down in the description, if you're on YouTube, there will be his link to his website. So definitely check that out. His book and his course information is already in there for y'all. So definitely check that out. And if you guys have any questions, please reach out to him. Again, he is excellent at what he does. Me and him's actually only known each other for a week and a half. Not much, not long, but I've already seen how he thinks, seen how he does things, and I would say he's excellent.
Thank you.
So yeah. And I don't say that lightly because everyone knows I'm kind of picky about who I do this with. So,
all right. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. Thank you all again.
Can I say something else, please?
Of course. Go right ahead.
So just some final parting thoughts I'd like to say is like, if you're listening and you feel stuck, remember that impossible is not a fact. It's just an opinion. You have the power to change your life. And if you're looking to inspire your team or you're looking to change your own life, know that transformative thinking can significantly improve performance, efficiency, and even your profits. So that's my final thoughts, is that if you're stuck, you remember that impossible is not a fact. It's just an opinion.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Yep. And again, definitely reach out to him. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank y'all.